Hey there guys, welcome to this week's episode. This week we're going to be doing something that I really enjoy doing, which is cooking. And I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite recipes that I usually have for either breakfast or brunch, or usually, I don't know, it's any time of the day really. It's a delicious recipe. I'll get right into it, but let's get to the video. Alrighty guys, we're gonna get right into it. So I'll just go through the ingredients list first and then we're gonna start preparing it. Alrighty? So first we got one big yellow onion. I'm only gonna be using half of it because, I mean, there's no reason to waste. Then we have some canned whole tomatoes. I'm lazy, I probably could make these myself, but again, this is something that I usually make kind of in a quicker motion and it's pretty relatively healthy. So yeah, some canned tomatoes. I like them whole, so you can dice up the size you want. We got 2 cloves of garlic right here. And then this isn't really traditional to the recipe. Well, I mean, there's a few aspects that aren't traditional, but we have canned anchovies. I'm only going to be using 2 little slits of them for that umami flavor and the saltiness, which I really enjoy. And then at the very end on top, I'm going to be using a White Fox hard ripened cheese. I just love it's nutty and it's a little bit sharp, so it really cuts through the spiciness that's going to be involved with the actual tomato sauce. So actually, I probably should explain exactly what I am making. For the longest time, I thought it was called huevos rancheros, but it's actually not. So I looked it up, and it's called shashuka, and it's actually a traditional Arabic, Middle Eastern perhaps, dish. And it's literally just onions, spicy tomato sauce with poached eggs inside of the tomato sauce, which is exactly what we're gonna be doing today. And I actually learned that huevos rancheros are something almost completely different. So without further ado guys, let's get to prepping this meal. Alrighty guys, we're gonna start with the onion. Don't judge me too hard on this. So I usually like to take off the back and then yeah, I'm just gonna cut into it. So essentially I'm just trying to go for something, a really thin cut. Do small slices, then you cut through it like that, and then we're gonna go a little cut at the top, and then yeah, we're just gonna hold it together, do our little claw, and I'm putting pressure down on my palm onto the onion, and I also need to sharpen my knives, so I'm gonna throw that. We're just gonna put these onions on a plate that I have right over here. So let's do the garlic, and this one's pretty easy. And then I'm gonna do lengthwise, and then my eyes are burning. Oh, my eyes are burning. Woo! If I had my contacts on, this wouldn't be a problem anyway. So we're just gonna do, again, 3 fingers claw. So that's my garlic. Now we're gonna do our tomatoes. 4, is that gonna be enough? Let's do 5, and then we're gonna use some of the juice in here, but I'm gonna show you guys that after when we actually start cooking. The chunks be a little bit thicker so it doesn't really turn into a sauce, so every now and then you can still get a bite of tomato, and then some of them are a little bit softer, so then you just do like a relatively rough chop. And then we're actually gonna put these in their own little bowl. All right, and we are almost ready to go here. So last little step here is I'm gonna grab some anchovies. With that, I think that's all we're gonna prepare. At the very end, we're actually gonna cut the cheese, and then we can go from there. So let's start cooking. The oil is up to temperature. We're gonna put in our onions first. We're just gonna give it a little stir, get everything incorporating. Right. And I like mine pretty spicy, so I'm gonna put in a decent little bit. And then I'm gonna go right to seasoning, but I'm not gonna season it too much because the anchovies are pretty salty themselves. And then we're gonna wanna work this in until we get the onions sweating. And then pretty soon here, we're gonna toss in that garlic. I originally was gonna make this outside, but my neighbors are outside right now. They're starting to sweat down a little bit more here. I'm gonna zoom in. We're gonna go ahead and add the garlic. And we're just gonna let this vibe out for a little bit more. The tomatoes that we had, adding those in there. And then we're gonna add some tomato juice from our canned tomatoes, a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. And we're gonna crank that on high, and we're gonna put a little lid on it. Here's the lid. Okay, here it is. We're gonna leave that on there for about 12 to 20 minutes, but I will get back to you guys as soon as this is done. So guys, I'm actually super curious. Do you guys enjoy cooking? Like I started cooking a while back ago with my dad, And I mean, I really enjoyed it because it was a good way to get your mind off of whatever you're doing. And I don't know, cooking is just such like it's like baking, I find. I think baking's a little bit more exact and cooking is a little bit more like free flowing. But yeah, no, it helps me so much. Like if I'm really stressed out trying to finish up a song, I'll come and I'll actually just start cooking something. Literally, it could be like I grab like frozen waffles and I cut a hole in it, and it's almost like waffle in the hole. As in, like I cook it, like I put that in the pan with some butter after flipping it and crack an egg inside of it and cook the egg inside of it. So something like that, or I don't know. Literally, sometimes I'll just come grab a whole bunch of stuff, mix it together, see if it makes something good, and it really helps me get out of my mind space when I'm actually making music, and it relaxes me quite a bit. So if I come home and I'm super stressed out, I'll just cook. Even if I'm super hungry, I'll cook something just so I can relax. It's really awesome. If you guys haven't tried it, I seriously recommend doing it, because cooking is obviously is a really good skill to have, and for me it really helps me kind of separate everything. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay guys, looks like we're ready, and I'm going for something a little bit thicker because when I poach them, I want them to really cook. So we're gonna go first egg, crack. Oh. It's all part of the process. Drop the other one in there. And then I did lower the heat a little bit, and now all I'm gonna do is grab some awesome salt, and then I'm just gonna season the top of the eggs. I'm gonna put this little cover on, and then 4 more minutes, and then she should be good. I'm just gonna put 2 pieces of toast in my toaster, and then that should be ready by the time the eggs are done, about 4 minutes. Alrighty guys, our timer is done, and these are our eggs. Gorgeous. So I'm gonna plate them up, and what we're plating them up with, as I said, is that white fox I already cut up, and we're just gonna be sprinkling that on top. I'm gonna put it on this plate, and let's see how she tastes. Alrighty guys, let's try it. One of the eggs unfortunately split while I was putting it down onto the piece of toast, but you can see we have the white fox on it, and then we have little extra pieces of the tomato sauce around. So let's give it a go. We try to get a good bite, but you actually just fail miserably. Oh my goodness. Guys, I think this is the best one I've had so far. Oh my gosh. The tomato sauce is spicy enough where it adds like really nice kick and really nice depth, and then the cheese adds that really sharp kick at the beginning, and the egg kind of smooths the whole thing out. It's absolutely perfect. Woo! It's spicy. I'm also having some Argentinian tea. I posted up on my Instagram last week on Monday. It's called yerba mate. It's not Argentinian, it's more like South American. That's what it looks like. Tea goes in the middle, water goes around here. This is more of like a more untraditional style. Usually it's just like a gourd and you pour water down the center. And now it's kind of steeping, and you just pour more water in there, and it's supposed to be more of like a communal thing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys really like these kind of episodes where I talk about cooking and then other things I use to distract myself, let me know down below. And if you guys haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. And I will see you guys on Monday for a new video. I'm gonna enjoy this.